Representative Hansen Clarke just introduced legislation that could go a long way to helping millennials who are graduating from college without decent job prospects and drowning in debt. He's calling it the Student Loan Forgiveness Act of 2012. First, tell us about your legislation.
Well, first of all, I introduced the Student Loan Forgiveness Act of 2012 after the focus of Congress was on the federal debt and whether we should raise the debt ceiling or not. So I talked to people back home. I'm born and raised in Detroit, and I represent metropolitan Detroit. Very few people were talking about the federal debt being a burden, but they were telling me like their credit card debt, mortgages, and student loans, especially student loans, because many of the students borrowed all this money in hopes of getting a good job and living a good life, starting their own business, buying a home, raising a family. They couldn't do any of that because they didn't have any money, not necessarily because their incomes were low, which was true, but their debt was so high. Right. And if they fell behind on their payments, their debt would grow more and more. So I realized then that this was an issue I should focus on, but what I wasn't aware of is that there was a national movement until I heard from Robert Applebaum with ForgiveStudentLoanDebt.com, and then I started working with him on comprehensive legislation, not only to forgive certain student loans, but to make student loan repayment more affordable for everyone, regardless of your income. There's a tremendous economic benefit because right now we're bearing the economic cost of all these students and graduates and parents also who are in so much debt that they can't start their own business. They can't take that risk. They can't buy a home. Many are putting off being married or responsibly spending in a way that would create more jobs. I believe one reason why our economic growth has been so sluggish is because so many people are in debt, especially student loan debt. So you have folks that maybe could have benefited from an education. They won't go back to school, or they can't go back because they owe so much money. So we're bearing an enormous cost right now. Now, my bill does forgive student loans, but it's only after a person's paid 10% of their discretionary income for a period of 10 years, or an amount equal to that. So everyone must pay on their student loans according to the normal repayment term, which is 10 years. You pay 10% of your discretionary income. That's a sizable amount, but you'll still have money left over to be able to do things, raise a family, buy a home, and enjoy yourself. I mean, you actually went to school to actually live the American dream, not to be in debt for the rest of your life.